You're watching Yas TV. My name is Joshua Simon. First off, I want you to hit subscribe and thumbs up this video. Yes, I will be bringing you Oh My Josh Season 2 very, very soon. So let us know in the comment section below who you want me to cook with. I also have a new... why not, right? Yeah. We also have this new show called What's the Problem with your new best friend, Dharmadasa Daniel Dharmasena. Now, if you thought that name was funny, you want to keep it to yourself and not tell this guy. I've got Shrey with me.
Hey.
Shrey.
Yeah.
I like your name Shrey, by the way.
Yeah.
It can be like a trap song. Like, Shrey. Okay, it's been a minute since your Facebook post went viral.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy, caused a lot of commotion. It divided the internet, your post, right? So you're actually gonna be my first guest on my new game we're gonna play called No Comment. No comment. If you feel at any point uncomfortable with answering a particular question, like any basic celebrity, you can say no comment. But you can only use it once.
Ooh.
You ready?
All right.
Let's do it. Let's play No Comment with Shrey. Yes. Number one, did it cross your mind when you wrote that Facebook post that maybe there's a chance this will go viral?
Oh, wow. Well, I wrote it right after the audition. I was outside cafe. I'd walked like away from the audition space.
Okay.
I was sitting down on my own and just thinking about it. And no, I did not think that it was gonna go viral. It was really a post of my friends first. It wasn't even public at first.
Where were you when you started to realize that this was going big? Who were you with? How did they react to it?
So I was with my mother and sister. They were just doing their shopping. I was just following them around. And that's when like it was starting to get a lot of like shares and likes and there was a little bit of hate that was starting to come in, but it wasn't that prominent. But that's when I started to realize, okay, this is going viral. Like,
how were you feeling? Were you excited? Were
I mean,
you a little bit scared?
I was excited at first because I thought this is a conversation that needs to be happening, and like people are now finally talking about it. And my initial responses like that I got were all very positive. Like they were in support of me, and they were people who were like sharing it and saying, yes, it's been on my mind too, and like we need to talk about this.
How is your family reacting to this? You know, actually, Celeste, come over. Everybody meet Celeste. Okay, so how do you take to this whole Facebook posting and how was the reaction when he came out of the audition? You weren't in the room, right?
No, I wasn't. I was with him all the way up to when he went in, and then I had to go. I guess when it first started to like gain virality, it was just really confusing. I mean, I saw why it would happen, like get so much positive support, and then when the negative stuff came in, I was just confused. I was like, no, this is not what Shrey meant in the first place, and it just got me like really scared because like people were misunderstanding him and like taking him the wrong way and calling him things that he wasn't, like a liar, like a fame seeker, or like someone who's opportunistic, and obviously like nobody really knows when they're gonna go viral. But he was just expressing.
Did you like say like maybe you should delete the post?
No, at no point did I say that. No.
So you stood with him all the way.
So did my parents too. Like we didn't want to delete it.
Yeah.
Okay. Has your opinion about racial stereotyping and the lack of or misrepresentation of Indians and Malays changed after writing the post and now hearing what both sides have to say?
When you talk about minority representation, that's still an issue. I mean, you know, in a blockbuster film like the one I auditioned for, you know, I mean, that really reaches the masses of Singaporeans. I mean, this is not to say that that's the only representation of the film industry or the media industry or TV industry. There are a lot of other films and artists who are not stereotyping minorities in films. The issue with this whole Facebook post was never just about minority representation. I mean, the whole casual racism bit that came out, blah, 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 but they're two separate issues. If the casting director had not said, be more Indian, racism would not have been a problem. So then it would be just about minority representation. And I mean, my views haven't changed about that. I think it's still a conversation that needs to be happening. I have a more newfound hope. Okay. I believe that's what's changed. Like I feel now, instead of the defeatist mentality.
You know who your allies are?
Oh yes, and I know who are not.
Stay away from. Okay, now on that, various Ah Boys to Men cast members expressed how disappointed they were with that post. Maxi, for one, claimed on his post that he initially put in good word for you because he was your friend. On a personal level, do you feel like you let him or any of the cast members down with that post?
Okay. So Maxi is my friend. I'm also friends with Noah Yap. Very good friends with him. I mean, we co-hosted in MDC. Well, what happened was, yes, I talked to both of them, and I did say, I'm going out for the auditions. If you guys know who's doing the auditions, let them know I'm coming to look out for me, right? After the audition, in the chaos of what happened after, and then I put up the post, I was really addressing an issue that had nothing to do with them or with the Our Boys to Men franchise itself. I did not put blame on anybody. In fact, after that, I always clarified and said, it's not about calling who's wrong or who's right or who's to be blamed. So I think actually what he did first was shed Xiaxue's post. So at first I was like, why is my friend not supporting me, right? So I texted him, I messaged him, I'm like, you support Xiaxue, dude? Like, what's going on? And then he said, just comment on my post. And I was like, okay.
So he was not going to even talk to you as a friend?
He did not even talk to me as a friend.
So that's where now you feel betrayed.
So that, I kind of felt like, okay, but then I saw his post, right? And then his first thing he put in his post was, you asked me to put a good word in for you and now you backstab me and stuff like that. So then I realized, okay, where he's coming from and how he's seeing the situation. When I first saw that post, my initial reaction was, I should have talked to him first, or like let them know a little first before I put anything out there which mentioned the franchise, which is, I completely understand and I completely apologize for that to them personally.
Have you done that? Have you apologized?
I haven't talked to him personally because the way to Maxi especially, like the way it's been so confrontational that I haven't talked directly to him because like I don't want to stir anymore. If you're watching this, Maxi, I'll let you know that I did feel immediately, like after you put that up, like I understood where you came from, and like from your perspective, it can feel that way, and I apologize that I didn't talk to you guys about it first. But I still stand that the message still needs to be talked about. The issue doesn't change just because someone put in a good word for me or like my friends are in the franchise. It doesn't change the underlying issue that exists. There are two issues: casual racism, and second is the minority representation. That first issue, I mean, having faced that all my life, going through stuff like that, being told, be more Indian, that's the phrase that really started it off.
I really hope that things work out for the best with you and Maxi.
I mean,
things will heal in time.
Yeah, I mean, Noah has been my great friend, and like I've spoken to him.
Yeah, we're actually going to go into that now. Noah,
yes,
around the same time wrote this cryptic Facebook post about an actor who made fun of him auditioning for Our Boys to Men, but has now auditioned for a role himself. Mm-hmm. Was he talking about you?
No.
Xiaxue. Were you hurt by Xiaxue's post?
I mean, of course I was hurt. She took it out of context and like started talking about me as an actor and my job as an actor, and started just talking about me not wanting to do an accent, and that's why I thought it was racist. But she spun it in that direction and made it seem like I was just doing this for the fame. I just wanted to stir racial tensions, and she doesn't realize that it has real consequences. Like, I mean, I got called to the police.
From that post?
The hate that came from that, and it gained a lot more virality, and I think someone must have lodged a police report. I don't know. My girlfriend got involved, my parents, like we felt unsafe, like I was getting threats, I was getting people telling me to go back to India. The amount of times I've received comments about going to become a Prata man, like if I got $1 every time that was there, like I would probably be rich right now.
Even after the post?
Oh yeah, and I still have people commenting, like, so a lot of the actual racism came from, I think, after she got involved. Yeah, got involved.
Because she would have brought a whole community of that wasn't connected to you per se.
Yeah, I mean, and the worst thing, like, really is that once all the hate was coming, like, there was times when I kind of almost fell back into depression. Like, for the whole past year, since end of 2015, the whole of 2016, I've been recovering from clinical depression, and my girlfriend would know. See, I'm getting kind of, need to slow down. She's like indicating, she's like, slow down. Okay. But, I mean...
So it hit you hard?
It did. I have been struggling to recover from depression and OCD for like the past year. And when all this hate was started coming, like my girlfriend and my parents like blocked my Facebook, like blocked me from using my Facebook so that I wouldn't see all this negative stuff, because Celeste took a lot of the hits for me. Like she was the one reading all the negative comments first and deciding what I would get to read. And in fact,
you read the comments?
She did, and like she was the one that she herself got a lot of anxiety and she cried. and like I had to watch her go through that, and I couldn't do anything because she would not let me see those comments myself, and it was my responsibility, you know.
Well, the silver lining in this whole situation of Xiaxue getting involved is that more people found your post.
Yeah.
More people started talking about it, and then from your story, it grew and grew and
fact,
grew. And yes, of course, you're gonna feel misunderstood. It starts from one person, and then it grows and grows and grows and grows. So try to look at that silver lining.
I mean, it's
but about
true.
Xiaxue, do you feel like she's a bully?
Yeah.
Like when she approached this whole...
I mean, if you go to her blog and you see she has written this word for word, like, I'm a famed cyber bully.
Right.
So like, I don't understand why people would flock and support somebody who outright makes a name for herself by bullying people. Like as an artist, like the work I do and the stuff I try to do is always like to raise awareness, to like bring consciousness to another level, to really bring people together, to have conversations, to like make society a better place for everybody, right? Have some more kindness, be loving, care about each other, and like, why not, right? Why can't we just live in peace? You know?
You think we'll all be on the same boat?
Yeah.
What would you do if you were to run into her? Singapore is that small.
You see, my personal philosophy has always been like not to respond to hate with hate. Like, you know, nothing of that sort. In fact, I'm being blamed for putting Jack Neo down and stuff. And I've clarified, I said, you know, my post is not to blame them or anything. In fact, I'm just highlighting a situation where the problem comes out of obliviousness, ignorance, which is not anyone's fault.
Right.
You know, this is something we can all work towards to like raise our awareness, and like, because we're all good people, we will all then be good. Like the problem will dissolve itself. You know, so
people are not informed. I really feel, especially in Singapore, like there's so many. I'll be on a bus and I'll hear young kids, like primary school kids, dropping the N word after listening to a Jay-Z song, or using words like tranny just so loosely without understanding.
I mean,
that there is a negative connotation behind it. A lot of people don't realize that. Hey, now the joke's funny, but now it's starting to get a little bit predictable.
Yeah, and people don't. The thing is, if you don't realize that it's causing harm, and a lot of us who are on the butt of those jokes, or like we sometimes let the jokes happen, or like even engage in those jokes, create those jokes so that we can assimilate and be part of the community. And I know friends, and I know that I've done that countless of times with my friends, you know, joked about being Indian or whatever, so that my Chinese friends would accept me, you know, and this is something that has to change. But anyway, back to your question, if I was to see Xiaxue, like what I would do is I would hug her.
You would hug her? I
would hug her and I would say, look, I share this essay by James Baldwin that is about the creative process, and he talks about how the artist is always a breed of men who are necessarily hated when they are alive but glorified when they are dead. So like I see my role as like this mirror to society. Like I'm a mirror and I'll show you who you are and what you're doing, and you may not like the reflection, and I've written this in my post, like you may not like the reflection and you may think that I'm the one that's causing your ugliness in the reflection, and you will break the mirror, you will hurt the mirror, and no matter how many times you like hurt it, right? I may break into a million pieces, but once I do that, once I break into a million pieces, I'm just a lot more shards of glass that's just going to reflect a lot more light back at you. And I do it because I love you, and like as an artist, I won't stop.
Okay.
Thank you, Xiaxue. This conversation is happening also because of you.
Are you worried at all that your acting career might forever be in the shadow of this controversial Facebook post?
In fact, no, I'm not. I'm actually very confident about my acting career and my career as a filmmaker and an artist. Like, I don't feel like it's a bridge that is burnt.
You're fine, by the way.
It's a bridge that...
I really think you're fine.
Yeah, like...
You're going to be fine. I mean, you're thrown into the deep pool, you know, and you've been like... Okay, but you're not the only one there.
Yeah.
Okay, and people will lift you up. And I really think you'll be fine. Don't worry too much about it.
Yeah.
The very point of me putting you on the show is to make people realize that you're more than just a viral story.
Thank you.
Who are the Singaporean entertainers that you look up to and respect?
I think, of course, as a writer, a playwright, I would say Alfian Saad is someone I've always looked up to. He was from my primary school. Muna and her work has always been like the comedy that appeals to a lot of people, but it's also very satirical, and also it's very important to talk about. So I love the kind of work she does, and they will probably stand by me and like know what I'm talking about and the issues that I'm talking about. Being minority citizens themselves, she's addressing it from a different angle, and something that people may not get offended by directly, but might still be motivated to talk about. So her work and like their channel has always been
Pretty Please.
Well, I saw her video. Her video was very neutral about it. It was kind of like, just don't get offended, you know. And I was kind of like, I just expected so much more from her. Like I just thought, like her videos, I just thought that her response would be way more powerful. I don't know.
Okay.
Personally,
well, that's her brand.
But that's her brand
right.
and her stuff. So like, I mean, of course, I'm not gonna say, oh, that was bad. No. I expect it different.
Yeah.
And different is different. So.
There's a fighter in all of us, you know, but you don't have to always pick up the pitchfork. I feel like I'm just happy that we have the Decautious and the Muna Hirsis out there to represent us on our own platform. Like if the media is not gonna give us the main role, then we will cast ourselves. We're gonna write our
Has
own role.
Decautious responded to this? No, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Decautious to say something about it. Well, I've actually left him a message and he hasn't responded. But the message was really like, I wanted to know what he thought about it and what are his views. And I've always followed him and I love his rants. And I just think that he would have a lot to say.
Decautious always has a lot to say. Okay, so we need to set this up at Al-Azhar. If Jack Neo were to offer you a big role in the next Our Boys to Men movie, is there any chance you'll say yes? Has he actually reached out to you?
Nope, I have not gotten any comment from them. The only statement has been that they were testing my versatility, which I have rebutted. I have actually said that that's not true. They only took 2 tapes of mine.
Would you say yes to a role?
No. I have mentioned before that if the role is as it is, a stereotypical role, and it's what it is, I will not do it. And in fact, I'm already booked for my whole summer break. I have a film project that I'm involved in right now. I can't talk about it yet, but I'm involved in a film project.
Mulan, you're gonna be Mulan.
No.
Final question. Get ready that no comment sign.
I'm gonna beat this game, man. I'm not gonna use it.
Is it true that Indians have larger penises?
What?
That's all you were thinking about this whole video. It's true.
Now, I don't stand for stereotypes of the minority community. I can't speak for everybody. And I've now become an advocate against stereotyping.
Yeah.
And however, unfortunately,
so how big is your cock?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say that I fit the stereotype very well.
You say only, can you bring the shoe here?
Oh,
Put
come
the phone
on.
down. Don't Insta story. You take the shoe. Come.
Hey, you're like half Indian, right?
I'm half. So
So you're half the size, lah.
satisfied.
Bye.
Satisfied.
Bye.
Satisfied. Okay.
Is it?
No comment! I love that.
Want more? Hit subscribe and thumbs up this video. Yes.